I want to start out by kind of showing you our Amite library. I don't know how many of y'all have actually been to our Amite branch. Have you been there? Okay, some of you have. Um, that's a photograph right there of our Amite branch library. It was opened in 2012, almost 3 years ago, November 2012, and we are very proud of it. It took many years to raise the money to build it, and Mr. Bodker was on the board of control and can probably tell you more about the money aspect of it than I can actually. But thanks to the library board, to Ms. Sledge, who was the previous director, to the parish government, all of that came together to give us this brand new Amite branch library, which also serves as our headquarters for the library systems. This is the back side of our library. This is, I say backside, it's the other end. It's the eastern side of the library where our parking is. We have an adult plaza there on the left, in the left center of the picture there. It's a place for, kind of designed for people to come and just sit and enjoy nice weather, surf the web, read, whatever, outside. This is a service desk. This is, of course, where you check out books, and we decided to put the word service in the in the actual desk there to remind our patrons and our staff that the library is about service. It's about people. We're a people organization first. These are our stacks, just some of our stacks, I should say, where we have our books. This particular area here you see DVDs and audiobooks and CD. On the left, you see books, adult books, our adult fiction. Back behind this would be nonfiction, and so we still have lots of old-fashioned print books, you might say. Lots of people still prefer books in print. I read my books in print still, although we do have ebooks. Lots of people love ebooks, and we have them, and are getting more and more of those all the time. But there's still a place in the world for printed books, and we want to assure you that for the foreseeable future, at least, the library will continue to buy those. So. We call this our living room. This is a space where people can come and just relax, and it's a quiet area. People can surf the web or read newspapers, magazines. There are magazines and newspapers not in this shot, but just behind the person making the photograph there. And a lot of people use this room just to sort of, libraries today are a little bit noisier than they used to be when in the old days when librarians would shush you and all that. We have lots of programs for kids and teens, and sometimes it gets a little noisy. So we made sure that we created a space where people could just go and not be around all of that and just enjoy a quiet atmosphere. And just if you were to go outside to the left of yes, exactly, the adult plaza is right there. That's just another shot of that outdoor space. We have wireless in all our libraries, and so you can sit out there 24/7 whenever you want to and use our wireless network. This is our tutoring space. We only have one of those in Amite, but in the future we'd like to include more of those in our new library branches that we build. This is a place that could be used, actually business people can use it, people tutoring students can use it. Sometimes people just use it as a quiet space themselves. You can book it for 2 hours at a time, first come, first serve. And many libraries these days have these kinds of spaces. In fact, many libraries have more than one and have larger spaces. But given the limitations of our site, we were only able to put in one for Amite. This is our conference or meeting room. This is another thing that libraries find important to include in construction, is a place for people to meet. This is a meeting or conference room that anyone can book. Any nonprofit and even a profit organization can use, as long as they meet our guidelines, which means that your meetings have to be open to the public. You can't charge people to get in, and you can't fundraise. But you can have meetings there. Anybody could have a meeting. If the Rotary wanted to meet there for some reason, certainly they could. You have such a beautiful space here, but just an example of the kinds of organizations that might be able to come. We have a smart board. I don't know if you know what a smart board is, but you can run movies on it, hook up a computer, do all kinds of things, and you actually can use your finger to write on it. So it's kind of a nice sort of cutting edge technology that a lot of schools have them now. So just have a lot of seating in the library, in the Amite Library. This is a two-story building. We don't normally like to have two-story libraries because it's difficult to sort of keep an eye on everything. We prefer to have a one-story building, but because the land that we were on was kind of a tight lot there, we decided that it was important to try to maximize the amount of square footage we can have. So we had to do 2 stories, and so we have balcony areas there where people can sit, and a lot of people take advantage of that space. Not quite as quiet as the living room, but it's still nice. Okay. Our genealogy department, genealogy, if you're interested in that, we have that department, local history and genealogy at the Amite branch. We can help you look up your family tree, get you started on that. I don't know if any of you have been involved in trying to trace your family back. Probably some of you have. It's a long, involved process, but our staff is very well trained and know what they're doing, and they can help you do that. So, computer lab. A computer lab has 9 stations plus a training station. So again, this can be used by anybody who would like to book the room. We also have our own classes in there. We offer classes in various software applications, as well as classes on genealogy. We also every year have VITA come in to help people do their taxes, and so it's available there again for use. And as with everything with the library, there's no charge. It's there for the community to use. So again, that's something that we want to have in libraries in the future as well. Our little garden terrace, this was a little idea that I picked up from Homa, the Homa branch library, the big library they have down in Terrebonne there. A beautiful outdoor terrace area. People can just sit outside. It's a covered area, and again, read or surf the web or whatever in a sort of a nice environment on nice days. So. The heart of our library, the place where we start, the beginning of everything we do in libraries today, in my opinion, as long as I'm in charge, is going to begin with children. Children are the absolute backbone, future of our society, and I think that we need to begin early, encouraging young people to read, encouraging young people to use their imagination. And so our children's room is the largest room in our library, and we began with that. And not only is it important to have a nice, large, comfortable space for children to be in, but to have a place that's engages their imagination. If you can see the little chairs they're sitting on there, the little cushioned chairs, those are flowers. The center round seat is the center of the petal, and then the petals are center of the flower, and the petals all around it all have different colors, or you can put them together to match to make the same color, and kids do that. It's a simple little thing that we decided to do, but I think, again, it encourages kids to think and use their imagination. Of course, the Discovery Tree, I think the next slide has a closer view of that. The Discovery Tree is designed to encourage kids to use their imagination to come in. There's a smart table there in the middle, which is a table that really is designed for kids, more than one child, to work together to solve puzzles, to learn about math, to learn about money, to learn about geography. There's so many things that they can do there. It's a wonderful device that is important, I think, for kids, especially from ages like 2 to 10 to use. So we included that as well. The Smart Tree also has little doors that can be opened, and kids can pull out little pictures of things that we put in there, animals and plants, and we allow them to keep them and take them home. They're little what do you call it? We laminate them, and put them in there with Velcro, and so they can come in and find out what's in there and take it home with them. And we'll put another one in next time they come. They can get that one. So, it's an inexpensive way to encourage kids to come in and use the library. So, okay, this is just another photograph. It gives you a better view of that sort of flower seating arrangement there. We proposed a new branch library for Kentwood. This would be on Main Street. If you're familiar with Kentwood, it's on the east side of Highway 51. If you think of Highway 51 and Main Street, which is Avenue F, that intersection, if you were going north and you turned right at that intersection, it would just be down the street on the left, just a block from our current branch. We are in the process of getting the land that you see here. Those gray buildings on the right and left, we will not be purchasing, but we are purchasing the land, some of the land, and the town of Kentwood is giving us some of this land, and we will build a 6,000 square foot facility, much smaller than the Amite branch. Amite branch is 21,000 square feet, but part of that, remember, is the administration and technical services. This would be a branch library about a little more than twice the size of our current Kentwood branch, and we are planning to have multiple parking spaces on the side as well as in front. And if you see on the left there of the property we're talking about, not the gray building, the big gray building on the left, but just next to it to the right is what we hope to create an outdoor movie theater. There's no movie theater anywhere around Kentwood. The nearest movie theater is in Hammond. And our idea was to create a kind of an amphitheater, which could be used for a variety of reasons, but a variety of purposes. But we would like to be able to show family-friendly movies when it's nice weather, and it'll be outdoors, so people can bring blankets, they can bring food, they can bring drinks, whatever they'd like. It'll be outside, so it won't be any problem for cleanup. And just show movies for free. We have a license to show those movies, and we thought it would be a nice feature for the community to be able to have that and to just bring people together, maybe bring people in from outside of Kentwood to spend some time at our new branch there. So, okay. Our future plans, we plan. And these are big dreams, which are still down the road, but we'd like new branches in Hammond and Laranja and Ponchatoula, and we'd like to expand our Independence branch. But the thing is, each branch, I believe, it's important to carefully craft the branch for each community, because each community has different needs. Each community has different ideas of what they'd like to see in a library. And so, for instance, in Kentwood, the outdoor movie theater was something we thought about because of the the fact there's no theater around there. But if we built a library here in Ponchatoula, one of the things we would do would be to have town meetings, get people, the citizens together, ask them what they would like in a library. This is our ideas for our proposed new Ponchatoula library, which I'm not sure when this would be built. We're just, at this point, just discussing ideas. But currently the library is 7,700 square feet, a little more than that. We would propose to have a library twice that size to be able to allow us to have not only a large children's room, which we have now in our library, but also to have plenty of parking, to have meeting room space, to have tutoring spaces, to have those living rooms just like we had here, to have in the children's area a sort of interactive, specially designed place where kids could get excited about animals. We thought a swamp theme would be interesting to have here, maybe with cypress trees, fake cypress trees, faux trees, or maybe made out of cypress. A special story time area. You see the things there. But the important thing is that it be interactive for children. The teen area, we don't really have a teen area of any significance in our current library here in Ponchatoula. We'd like to be able to have a nice teen area. I said the tutoring spaces, the meeting room. We'd like to have a computer lab here, again, like in Amite, the living room, and outdoor space that people can use when the library is closed. All those things. One of the biggest problems we have right now at our our Ponchatoula branch is we don't have enough parking. We have some of the best attended programs of any of our libraries right here in Ponchatoula, and often we have so many people coming to them, especially in the children's programs in the summer, that there's nowhere for people to park. And we have 300 people sometimes at one of our programs. We had 30 people last night, I think, at Ponchatoula for an adult program. So we need more parking. And one of our goals is to construct our new libraries and to still be debt-free. So I'm not sure how we're doing that, but that's our goal. We don't want to be in debt when we've, for instance, the Amite Library, we finished, we don't owe anything on it, it's debt-free. So, well, we are seeing an increase in the use of ebooks, not a tremendous increase, but some. We have about, I think we're 3,500 to 4,000 ebooks now available for people to check out. Our circulation right now a month is about 1,400 ebooks to 1,500 ebooks a month for that collection. Our printed books, it varies according to the branch. Of course, ebooks are not located in one branch. Anybody can check them out anywhere as long as they have a library card. But our branches, it varies. You know, for instance, here in Ponchatoula, we'll have 8,000 or 9,000 people or items a month going out. So still printed materials and DVDs and audiobooks on CD are going out much more than the ebooks that we're checking out. But it's beginning to climb, our ebooks, yeah. So, location, it's important for the people of Ponchatoula to be happy with where it is. So that would be something we would ask y'all. Where you would like to see a library. We would like to have 2 acres of land to be able to have a nice sized library as well as parking, and also that, like I said, that outdoor plaza area for people to utilize when we're closed. So ideally you would want it in a well-traveled area, a place that where people tend to come anyway, but not yet. We haven't nailed that down yet. So we actually send our children's people and teen people out to the schools on a regular basis to do programs and to advertise our library programs. We have been in contact with the teachers and principals to buy the materials that they need for their students to have. I don't know if you know, but school libraries sometimes lately have faced a real budget crunch. For instance, Amite Elementary only gets $400 a year to buy new books, which is, I don't know if you, I mean, that's very, very small amount. So we try to step in and sort of close that gap a little bit. We ask them for what they need and we buy it and make it available to people through our branches. So it's an excellent point. That's probably the first and most significant connection we can make is with the schools, public and private and parochial. So yes, sir. Thank you.